People who work for the super wealthy, what stuff have you seen? I worked as a personal assistant for this tech billionaire's wife who collected art. She was actually pretty down to earth, but her spending habits were absolutely insane. One Tuesday morning, she casually mentioned that she needed something for the guest bathroom wall and asked if I wanted to come art shopping with her. I figured we'd hit up some local galleries, maybe spend a few $100 on a nice print. We walked into this high-end auction house in Manhattan, and she immediately started bidding on paintings. Not small ones, massive pieces that required special transportation. Within 2 hours, she'd bought 6 paintings for a combined $4.7 million for a guest bathroom that visitors use maybe twice a year. The auctioneer asked about delivery, and she just waved her hand and said, "Oh, just send them to the Hamptons house. We'll figure out where to put them later." But here's the crazy part. When we got back to her car, she realized she'd completely forgotten which paintings she'd actually bought. She had to call the auction house to ask them to email her photos of her purchases because she wasn't really paying attention to the details. $4.7 million in art, and she couldn't remember what any of it looked like. The delivery truck showed up 3 days later with these enormous crated paintings. The delivery guys needed a crane to get them into the house. As they're uncrating the first piece, this massive Monet water lily painting, she looks at it and goes, that's a lot bluer than I expected. Then they uncrate the second piece, a Picasso sketch worth $1.2 million, and she says, "Oh, that one's kind of ugly, isn't it?" I'm watching delivery guys handle paintings worth more than most people's lifetime earnings while she's critiquing them like they're posters from Target. She decided she didn't like how any of them looked in the guest bathroom, so she had them moved to the pool house. Then she didn't like them there either because they clashed with the outdoor furniture, so she had them moved to the wine cellar. Then she realized the humidity in the wine cellar might damage them, so she had them put in a climate-controlled storage facility. She's now paying $8,000 a month to store paintings worth more than most people's houses because she can't decide where to hang them. But the real kicker came 6 weeks later. She was redecorating the guest bathroom again and asked me to find something simple and elegant for the wall. I suggested maybe using one of the paintings she'd already bought. She looked at me completely confused and said, "What paintings?" I had to pull up the photos on her phone to remind her that she'd spent $4.7 million on art, specifically for that bathroom. Her response? "Oh right, those. Are they any good?" I told her one was a Monet and another was a Picasso. She shrugged and said, "Well, if they're by famous people, maybe we should donate them for the tax write-off. Can you look into that?" So now I'm researching how to donate $4.7 million worth of art that she bought for a guest bathroom, forgot about, put in expensive storage, and now wants to give away for tax benefits. The guest bathroom still has a blank wall, by the way. She ended up buying an $80 print from HomeGoods that she saw while picking up candles and thought was cute. Last week, her accountant called to ask about the storage facility charges showing up on her credit card. She had no idea what he was talking about. I had to explain that she was paying $8,000 a month to store art she'd forgotten she owned. Her response? "Oh, that's not too bad. I spend more than that on flowers." She does. I've seen the florist bills.